We are joined by Senior Advisor to President Trump. There he is, our dear friend, Corey Lewandowski. Corey, great to see you. I have so much to talk with you about. Let's first get to the tariffs, of course. Taking aim at U.S. allies. It seems to be causing a lot of people in the media, by the way, on the far left, they're playing armchair economist in so many ways. Watch this.
And investors are basically dumping stocks as they're concerned about the viability of what they call risk assets in an environment where you have economists throwing the R word around. That word is recession.
Markets sharply dropping overnight, futures plummeting. The fallout on your family's wallet. Democrats accuse the president of promising to lower the high cost of living, but now, quote, crashing the economy.
His policies so far in this country have caused chaos, and now they're making disaster actually more probable.
So, as you're seeing all that, obviously there's a lot of panic when they see the market drop 2,200 points. But where is this going, and how much, you know the president well, how much of this is part of the art of the deal and a negotiating strategy and a little bit of short-term pain for long-term gain?
Well, Rita, I had the amazing privilege of being with the president in the Oval Office just prior to the Rose Garden ceremony. I was at the Rose Garden ceremony when these tariffs were announced. And when he talked at that Rose Garden ceremony about some of our alleged friends, whether it was Thailand or Norway or Costa Rica or whoever it was, right? We looked and he outlined in specific detail what those countries were charging us for tariffs and what we were in turn going to charge them. And he said to us very publicly, these countries are very smart. We don't fault them for it, but we need equity for Americans. And by and large, what he has done is he's put tariffs in against those countries at half the rate that these countries are charging us for our products to get into the country. Look, the goal here is very simple. It's called America First. You manufacture your product in the United States, there is no tariff. We're not going to be America alone, but we can no longer be the laughingstock of the world. And even our quote-unquote friends around the world are charging tariffs on us that make our products almost impossible to get into those other places, while we basically give a free pass for everyone else to come and take advantage of our economy.
Yeah, it is interesting. I think so many people have been educated about the disparate amounts that are out there and saying, why are we not right on the front burner? By the way, you've been in the middle of so many of the big things now lately, Corey, too. As always, you were recently in Mexico and elsewhere to see how we're handling the migrant crisis, also, of course, critical on the deportations. Tell us about that.
Well, Rita, I had the chance to go to Colombia, El Salvador, and Mexico last week, and what I saw firsthand was the El Salvadoran prison, where Tren de Aragua, MS-13, and 18th Street gang members are being housed because they are terrorist organizations. And I will tell you, Rita, I've been to a lot of places. That is not the location that you want to end up in. So if you are a terrorist in this country right now, you're an MS-13 member, you're a Tren de Aragua member, an 18th Street gang member, we are going to find you. We're going to send you to the CCOT prison in El Salvador, and you will never get out. So do yourself a favor. Get out of this country immediately, because if not, we will find you. As it related to my trip to Mexico, we had the chance to sit down with the Mexican president. What she said very candidly was, we want to work closer with you. We understand the issue of sovereignty that you have, the fact that people have poured across your borders for too long with complete impunity. We want to encourage the illegals who are in your country illegally, is what she said, to come back home, because that's where they're supposed to be. And Secretary Noem told her that on April 7th, the Alien Registration Act will be in effect. And what that will mean is, if you are in this country illegally, and you have not registered to be in this country, then you will have a criminal conviction on your record. And once we find you and deport you, you will never return. So this is a warning for anybody who's in this country illegally. If you have not registered under the Alien Registration Act, on April 7th, your time is up. It will be a criminal conviction on your record. We will find you, we will deport you, and you will never be allowed to return. So the meetings with these world leaders were very clear. They understand that our borders are closed, that there is a proper way to come into this country. We're going to build a big, beautiful door in that wall. We're going to do it legally, but that's the process that we're going to follow under the Trump administration. Close the border and deport the bad guys.
Yeah, thank goodness, especially after so many came in with the wide open border under President Biden. How interesting, too, that you were at that prison as well and to see it firsthand. Before I let you go, also, there was a lot of other big news this week, Corey. Not only did NEWSMAX go public, but the Financial Times went above and beyond praising the future of our awesome company. Tell us your thoughts as someone who, of course, is right there on the front lines. You deal with so many different news organizations. How important is it to have a news organization like this one to be available to people, especially right now?
Well, Rita, as you know, I've known the man who has owned NEWSMAX before, went public for a long time. He's built an incredible business. The fact that the market has responded the way it did, he gave a $9 billion valuation to the company. The stock just took off like a rocket ship. That's because people are dying for good, honest content. It goes to show you how the legacy media, those ABCs, NBCs, and CBSs of the world, continues to lose viewership, and organizations and like yours continue to grow because people are voting with their wallets. They're voting by buying stocks. They're voting by supporting your company. They're voting by advertising here. And this is because the content that you are creating is something that is so necessary to combat the liberal left mainstream media outlets. This is why NEWSMAX has just been a complete rocket ship, the biggest stock in a long time to launch in the IPO. So a huge congratulations to you, Chris Ruddy, and everybody else at NEWSMAX. You know I'm a big fan.
Well, that is awesome to hear, and we're so excited about it all, too, Corey. Thank you. Great to have you, and I'm glad you got back okay from that El Salvadorian prison. Thank you. I'm glad.
Me too.
Thanks so much.
Information. Truth is freedom. Is NEWSMAX. It's real news for real people.